Hello everyone and welcome back to another One Vicious Cruise video. We're going to go through the dupe dropping teams today. This is the first set of teams I made and they work very reliably. We are using Nami and Karina, of course, as well as her unevolved form on two separate mini boss teams to get an extra 4 drops. And then we also have another separate team. We use 6+ Buggy and he allows us to get another 2 extra drops. So in total, from running the mini boss dupe dropping captains, we're able to get a total of 6 extra limit break materials. Of course, the friend captain Ace also in the intrusion and final boss allows us to get another 4 extra drops, 2 each. And then we are also using Nami and Karina as a captain in the intrusion, allowing us to get 1 final extra drop. So in total, it's about 6, 10, it's 11 extra drops, which is really nice. Allows you to get a lot of extra materials every single run. And then, of course, the mini boss teams do deal a lot of damage. For the Buggy team, it's a bit harder because his captain ability sucks. But for Nami and Karina, they allow us to get to a 5x attack boosting multiplier still, which is really nice. Now, for the intrusion, which is the worst intrusion in ages, I mean, I don't mind. It's cool that it's quite difficult, that you need actual thinking skills to try and build a good team. But it is quite difficult. Carrot and Wanda is the only reason we can actually get through it. We get special rewind of 3 turns on stage 2, and then when we use a damage dealing special, the enemy will interrupt and give us another turn of special rewind. So Carrot and Wanda allows us to get around both of those times when we get special rewind with the stage 1 special and the stage 2 special. So Nami and Karina start off in the Karina form. We will swap into their strength form on the final stage. And the swap also allows us to get a base attack boost and G orbs. So in stage 2, the problem here is that the enemies actually have so much HP that if you don't have a decent amount of HP yourself, then Ace's special will not kill. Also, Karasu support proccing because of the delay, and then also changing out the paralysis orbs. So use Carrot and Wanda special for an orb boost, special rewind negation, and then use Ace's special. What this will do is defeat the enemies. Make sure you have a high HP boosting ship. For this team, we are using the Flying Merry-Go, which needs to have mod 2. This allows us to get around the despair on the final stage. We also get our HP fully healed back with Reiju. We are going to get around her resilience with the Ignite. So unfortunately, that means she will give us chain coefficient reduction, which is quite annoying. Not because it hurts our damage, but because we have to deal with a chain minimum attack down on the final stage. Unfortunately, Sanji and Frankie's chain boundary isn't strong enough to bypass that chain minimum attack down, so we need the Hakuba support. Now we do have paralysis to our sailors. Relay support, very important, ensures that we can use the stage 1 of Carrot and Wanda, indirectly allowing us to use our other specials. But yeah, about the paralysis, unfortunately, we do have 1 turn of paralysis remaining. Initially, I was running the Kizuna Rarecruit Chopper on Sanji and Frankie to reduce the last turn. Unfortunately, we need Hakuba instead to give us the chain boost of 0.4. We will also use Sanji and Frankie twice to get our ship ready and give us the chain boundary, which he will buff. So the ship is very important for removing the despair. We can also use the special of our Subway and Koala just for a guaranteed full board of matching orbs. You don't even have to waste your time using your Hancock, very useless. And then of course we bypass the chain minimum attack down of 3x. And we can deal our damage with Ace. So I think it's actually best if you keep the G Orb on Ace, because Nami and Karina gives a stronger attack boost. I think they go from a 4x to a 5.5x if the character has a G Orb. So rather leave the G Orb on Ace. Don't use the special of Sabo and Koala. It will reduce your damage there. But that's it for the intrusion. Very annoying boss. As I said, we are just ignoring the paralysis. The first mini boss is the only one we aren't using a dupe dropping captain. I don't have a 6-star form of Buggy, so I can't really use a 4th mini boss dupe dropping team. Also, a 6-star buggy would be extremely weak and would be hard to work with. Character is really good for this quest since there's damage reduction and threshold. She bypasses those. There's also a defense up, which we can't really get around with defense down since the enemy has full immunity. Luckily, Shaka still gives the enemy defense down to 0 through full immunity. He also provides us with a chain multiplicative buff. Now we are using the Garp ship with mod 2 to allow us to get a chain boost and a chain boundary with wave clear on stage 1 and 2. It's very important to extend the duration of the chain buffs by a turn so that it lasts until the final stage. Then we have a lot of enemy defensive effects, of course. We can use Carrot to give us an orb boost and attack boost and give Shaka the last bit of cooldown he needs. And then a chain multiplicative buff. We can kill with Bluno, Beppo, and Sunny-kun, who have advantageous class effect as well as a type advantage, of course. That character also sets all of our orbs into matching at the start of the quest with his crewmate ability, so a very helpful character. You can also use his special for a conditional attack boost for defense down, of course procced by Shaka. Let's get into the next mini boss, which is up against Ulti. So this is probably the worst damage one. Of course, we're running Buggy. The main issue with Buggy is that he provides us with a 20 turn 2x orb boost at the start of the quest. Now that's very weak. Since Buggy's captain ability is only 3x, we need some type of character like Toki to allow us to get a lot of damage through very big orb boost and attack boost. Toki provides a 3.5x attack and orb boost, but since we have the 2x orb boost from Buggy, which will be still active, we can only get the 3.5x attack boost from Toki. So our damage is limited in that way. And now here we got the Sanji and Zoro secret map. Otherwise, you use Eneru special that will allow your characters to be ready, mainly Toki. You also need the Raji support to make sure that Toki will be ready. Apply Toki effect to your captains. And the special from Eneru will allow us to get matching orbs on Buggy as well. Then on the final stage, we will get blow away to our right side, and then left side gets special bind. Toki allows our captains to be safe and gives them a 3.5x attack boost. At this point, we can just use Eneru to make sure we have the matching orbs, but it's really 0 specials on the final stage. And then Buggy, of course, has advantageous class. He does about 33 million each, so about a 70 million damage team. Not the best, but honestly, for running Buggy, it's not too bad. Honestly, if your Buggy is not level limit break 3 and not expanded, it might be more damage, because even though his multipliers are lower, he doesn't have that weak orb boost, so you can get the 3.5x from Toki. Your damage will be much higher. Either way, let's go into the third mini boss. So this is where we start getting into the Nami and Karina. So this character, she's really good for her Karina form in this boss fight, because we have to deal with defense up and threshold on the enemy. So start off in the strength form of Nami and Karina. For both of the fights, both this one and the next one, start off in the strength form of Nami and Karina. So we are using Ivankov here, who's a great character for his special. Gives us a color affinity and reduces more of the turns of the enemy's defense up. Zoro 6-star is very important here for giving our Toki cooldown and the Roger support once again. Wave clear, and then you can apply Toki effect to herself and the captain of your own Nami and Karina. Then use the Zoro to wave clear and give us a chain lock. And then on the final stage, we can swap the friend captain Nami and Karina into the quick form, giving our main damage dealers G orbs, which are made very strong with Nami and Karina. And then use the special to give Ivankov cooldown and reduce enemy buffs. Finally use Ivankov, and the damage here is ridiculous, guys. Just take a look here. After starting the chain, Nami does 420 million damage. Toki does about 300 million as well, so very, very good in terms of damage, surprisingly. But let's go into the final mini boss, which is going to be using the 5-star Nami and Karina, which is a big pain in the ass because she doesn't get any cooldown. Just in general, Nami and Karina and Buggy as captains are very annoying because they don't provide any cooldown to the team. But after this, we can go into the final boss, which does use Roger Legaban, so not the most accessible in that regard. But yeah, this team is going to allow us to get even more dupe drops. Make sure you start off in the strength form of your Nami and Karina. You don't need the Germa ship. Any -2 cooldown ship will work. Germa just gives us more damage. So we are running a one of every type team, which is why it's important to start off in the friend captain form of Nami, so that you have a strength unit. Stage 1, use your 6+ Zoro to wave clear. And the other way around, use Moria on stage 1. You will kill the turtle. And then on stage 2, use Zoro. So I messed up a bit there, the order. For stage 1, Moria. Stage 2, Zoro. And then Moria is great for allowing us to have the Kuma support to reduce all the turns of the despair. Very helpful. As for the special bind, Bonnie gets around that and also provides us a chain lock and a color affinity. Beyond that, oh yeah, and also matching orbs. Then we can use Sengoku on Bonnie. And remember, Bonnie is going to have a 4x attack and orb boost, 374 million damage there, guys. Very strong team once again. Bonnie also has advantageous class and type, so it makes sense why she has so much damage. Of course, with a lower investment on Bonnie, the damage will be a bit lower, but it should still be beyond 200 million at least, even with like level 99 Bonnie. For the final boss team here, you don't need the ship. But if you want an orb boost, use the ship. It's the only way to get an orb boost. Unfortunately, Sabo and Koala is the biggest trash unit on this team. They do reduce special bind on the final stage, but they force us to get a very weak color affinity buff, which is gonna block our Roger Gaban from using their own color affinity. Roger Gaban also provides us a chain multiplicative buff. Ace already provides us with an attack boost, so Sabo and Koala's attack boost is useless. The only reason they're there is for their points and for the special bind reduction. They also provide us with recovery orbs on stage 2, which allows us to bypass the enemy's orb gimmicks. But beyond that, characters just there as dead meat in terms of providing damage. So stage 2, we get a full board of block orbs. The enemy makes all of our orbs weak, and besides recovery and similar and G orbs, so find a way of getting one of those. We are using recovery. Use Hina to give us an orb boost and remove the attack down. Use Carrot and Nami for a full board of matching orbs and a chain boundary effect. Then use the swap effect of Sabo and Koala for recovery orb on an ace. Then finally use your Roger Gaban. Their chain multiplicative buff will last for 3 turns. With all that, Ace will destroy the enemy. 270 million. You could actually use Roger Gaban before your Sabo and Koala swap to get a much bigger color affinity. And then stage 2 should be dealing like 300 to 400 million. Very strong. Pudding support gets around the stun. Swap Sabo and Koala so that they are unspecial binded. Use their special to remove everyone else's. Then use the special of Ace. You're supposed to use Ace on stage 2, guys, so that the enemy doesn't have a barrier. Not too much of a problem though, if I'm being honest. We can just hit through the combo barrier. Use Sanji and Frankie twice to get the ship ready, and then provide you an orb boost. So with all that, let's see how much damage we can do. We didn't even need to tap on Ace. Ace is probably going to be doing like 400 million damage. We'll see how it goes. Either way, that team's really strong. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the teams or how you need, if you need like a certain amount of investment or a certain ship, ask me down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'm out.